working.
All right, one person just joined. Cool. Okay, we're live now. We're live. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the intro. So, hi everybody who is watching, who is joined, or who is watching on our Facebook Live, or who's going to watch this after we record this and post it. My name is Coda, and I work with Chai. We're an artist collective, and we basically focus on making art accessible to people, especially now in these times. So we've been doing workshops to bring the healing aspects of art to everyone. So today we have our workshop, Day to Night Basics and Graphic Liner with Sam Wilkins. Hello. So I'm going to pass it off onto her, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself and do your icebreaker. So.
Hi, I'm Sam. So I've been doing makeup for probably 6 years now. So I'm just gonna share all my tips and tricks with you today. So I just wanted to kind of start off just to kind of loosen everything up. What's everyone's favorite thing about makeup? Why'd you pick the class? No wrong answers.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, okay. So somebody else is joining. Sorry, we're gonna have people.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, people are gonna be joining as we go. So
how Zoom is nowadays.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for joining. So let's go around and everybody say your name, and then what was that, Sam?
Just your favorite thing about makeup. In general, there's no wrong answers. You can say whatever you like about it.
Cool. So let's start with Lisa. Do you want to start?
Sure, I'd love to start. My name is Lisa, and I wanted to take this workshop because I love makeup, and I've kind of stopped doing it because I was thinking that I couldn't wear makeup anymore if I was gender fluid, and I got over that, and now I'm oh cool, I can still do whatever the fuck I want. Oh, I'm sorry. I can still do whatever I want.
You're okay.
My favorite thing about makeup is eyeliner, and what really got me was that it said graphic eyeliner, because I only know how to do a wing.
Drawing lines is fun for everyone.
On your face. So I want to learn and watch you do it and try to apply it to my own style and make it my own too. So
yes, that's what we're here for.
Yay, cool. Thank you. All right. Favor, would you like to go next? Just say your name and then something you like about, what's your favorite thing about makeup?
My name is Favor, and I never wear makeup. I never wore makeup before in my life because my parents, I was raised like that. In my culture, we don't really wear makeup, but now people in my culture are try to wear makeup now. So yeah, so I want to learn.
Yeah, no, we all gotta start from somewhere.
Yeah, that's cool. Thank you for that.
But also, if you don't really want to have to talk on here, then you don't really have to say anything.
Yeah, for sure. If you don't want to talk or anything, you can say in the chat. All right, so Katie, if you want to, or if you want to say it in the chat instead.
Sorry, I'm trying. The computer's really slow today.
Oh, you're fine.
Personally, I don't know what really drew me to makeup. Just experimenting and just kind of going crazy, just doing whatever, trying to look different, have fun with it.
That's what it's all about. It's just art on your face.
And her mom is here trying to learn how to do,
she just doesn't know how.
Fake eyelash.
Her friend has been yelling at her to put on fake eyelashes, so that's why.
Actually, did you guys get the kit? There are a pair of fake eyelashes in there.
Thank you.
One thing I forgot to say, I forgot to add in the kids, a little pair of scissors, but I figure everyone has scissors. That's just to cut the lashes later. But yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you guys. I'll go next. My name is Coda, and my favorite thing about makeup, or something about makeup, I literally wear like the same look every day. So it's gonna be really cool to see how to do some other stuff and like learn from you, Sam, because I know that you've like learned a lot. You have a lot of makeup knowledge, so I'm super
so
excited.
Long. Too long.
Yeah. All right, and if you guys both want to go, like your model too.
Oh yeah. I'll go first. Okay, so
If you want.
I've just always been like super like drawn to makeup. Like I've been wearing it since I was in 6th grade, and back then I would have to sneak it from my mom because she just, you know, everyone thinks it's just about like covering up your beauty, but it's like it makes you walk out of the house with a little bit more self-confidence. That's just like when you wear your favorite shirt out. It's drawn on your face what you think makes you look cool. And then just, you know, from experience and everything, I really love working with everyone in the makeup community. It's all really nice. Same with the art community, very artistic, going off of each other's ideas. I just love all of it.
I just like how you can just make your face look different ways and it could look so good. And yeah, I've been doing makeup for like since I was in 6th grade too.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I do the same thing every day too. So like I want to get better at like just creating new stuff. Because
I'm gonna give you some cool looking
so
eyes
used to
today. Okay, so so I was just wondering, is everyone that's like on the video, did you guys all get the kits? Okay, perfect. Then I'm just gonna start by going along with it. We're gonna hand sanitize before we touch your face. Okay, so I really like to do the eyebrows first. I feel like that's really what starts to frame the face and kind of gives you like a foundation for everything, where everything else goes. And then, I mean, you don't have to make your eyebrows symmetrical. They're sisters, not twins. But I feel like it pretty much gives you a good basis. I was kind of watching the mandala Zoom meeting the other day, and he was just talking about in perspective to other things on your face, and that's really about getting the symmetry. It all comes from the center. So let's see. I'm gonna get our Wet n Wild. I'm literally the one that put it all out here. I can't find it. I'm sorry, y'all. Retractable brow pencil. Here we go. Is there any way to zoom this in on her at all?
Or Natalie, could you spotlight Sam's phone?
Yeah, we'll just start that. You guys don't need to see the back of my head while I'm doing this.
Oh yeah, sorry. Let me remove that from the spotlight.
Spotlight later. Okay, and then just start by brushing out the brows, lining them up kind of how you want them to be. You know, it's crazy how much of a difference like brushing them out into like a nicer, like flatter shape will like show you actually how full your brow is. And I'm just using very light strokes. I always like to start with the front because I feel like this one the pencil's like the sharpest, and then that really creates those little hairs. There we go. And this pencil's really good for it because it's already kind of angled, so you're just gonna go with the direction of your brow hairs. And then if you want to make your eyebrows bigger than what they are, then just start thinking them up. I always recommend, if you are going to do that, to do it from the top, because then that is going to raise your eye shape a lot more. And then I like to go like with concealer later on, like a lot more underneath, and maybe even go a little bit higher. And that's like if you're trying to make the kind of shave off your brow goth vibe moving on. And if you guys do have any questions, like I'm gonna like stop kind of explaining in between some of the things. So you guys can go ahead and unmute yourself at any time. If you're having any difficulties with yourself, or if you have any more questions. I'm like turned away from the laptop right now, so I can't see anything right now.
If you get any questions, I'll make sure to call them out for you.
And then again, just really, you're gonna get the most natural look if you're just going in the direction of your hair growth. So, and what kind of helps me is you start from going straight up in the front and then slowly start tilting it to the side. And then these ones at the end, these actually go down. And then I pull it from the top down, and I feel like that creates a much more natural arch. Okay, and then we're going to use the back end of it, and then this little thing, and then just give it a little bit of a brush out, just so there's no harsh lines, really. And she does have a little bit of an emptier spot, so then usually when you do like brush it away the first time, nothing wrong with just putting it back in a little bit later. Okay, and then we're gonna go in with concealer. And then you can really get any of the, I didn't get the same kit that you guys did when it came to the brushes, but I grabbed all ones that were most similar in my kit. So just like a really like flat one. And then that's gonna be good for your concealer. Where is it? Here we go. And then this is just my mom concealer. I just like to get a tiny bit on there. I always like to mark off the highest and put the most amount of concealer where I want the highest point of her arch to be. Because then I feel like from the highest point, you can spread in either direction. You just make makeup easier for yourself, you know, don't make it harder. And then just spread out all the excess over here. Clean up the top edge a little bit with all that excess. I really don't like getting my brush completely full of concealer and then doing the top. I feel like that kind of creates like, and it looks like there's a halo around your brows. That if that's what you're going for, then all for you. But I just feel like it makes more extra work. And especially for us with bangs, you really don't need to use that much on your forehead. Is everyone doing good? Following along? My head's turned this whole time. Yeah, they look like it. Thank you. You're my eyes in the back of my head. Mm-hmm. And then I like to kind of use the concealers like, you know, kind of like a measuring tool to see if they're even. And then I spread all that extra up here because, you know, everyone just gets a little red up in that area. It's no problem. But we can just cover it up with a little bit of concealer. Let's see. Okay, and then actually I'm gonna do some kind of crazy stuff. So if you guys are still working on your eyebrows, this will give you time to do that. I'm just gonna mix up some foundation for her really quickly.
Oh, you have like a palette to help mix your foundation. Mm-hmm. That's like a cool.
It's like art too. Because you use the was it the powder? I wanted to show everyone how to do it with like liquid foundation. Because I feel like that's what like goes on most people's skin.
It's liquid.
Oh,
It's
you told me
just-
powder earlier.
No,
Sorry.
it turns into like a powder finish.
Oh,
yeah.
fancy.
Yeah.
But also, you don't really have to wear foundation at all with any of this. You can totally skip this step and zone out if you want. I just feel like if you're doing like something for like my own preference, if you're doing something more colorful, I feel like it's nice to have a solid base, like just like a white sheet of paper.
Foundation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a good match. And then I'm just gonna spot treat some of these areas. I'm just basically gonna give you guys tips to get like a good base that's pretty full coverage that isn't gonna feel super heavy. I like to spot cover before. And then to blend out any of the ones that you're clearing like blemishes with your fingers actually. Clean fingers. So you're not adding extra bacteria. But really right now, I've been finding myself wearing a lot less foundation because the masks. I mean, so save yourself that step most of the time. But you know, once this is all gone, we're all gonna be stepping out fresh faces.
What brand concealer and foundations do you use?
So for the foundation that I'm using on her right now, it's actually in my professional kit that I use on clients. So I use RCMA. They're kind of good just for like their cream foundations to mix. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend that to someone just using it at home. I've heard that Milk has a really good formula. I've been trying them out with because I usually use Estee Lauder, but I'm trying to switch because they are not cruelty free. But I really like more of a liquidy type of foundation, anything that's like super lighter on the skin. And then we're just gonna go in and lighten up her under eyes a bit with her own concealer. The trick is to kind of like spot treat before so that then you can put as little foundation on as possible. So then when you go out throughout the day, everything's covered that you want covered, but then you're not gonna feel like super heavy and cakey and gross.
Do you have any brands of foundation that you like absolutely hate?
I hate the Kat Von D one. That one definitely, it's super like definition of cakey. I mean, some girls can and guys can say that they like it on themselves, but it's too heavy, and I can even on those people I can see it cake up most of the time. When I wore that foundation, I had to mix it with one that was so much lighter feeling. But that's another thing you can do if you really don't like your foundation. If you got another one that really was too like liquidy for you or didn't like the feeling, sometimes mixing them. I feel like you should use up as much as you can before having to buy new makeup.
What would be your favorite kind of foundations for different skin types? Like, what's a good one for dry? What's a good one for oily or combo?
So they say a good one for dry is like powder foundations because that's going to cover it. For those, I actually recommend a liquid, like more liquidy, more like kind of dries down. With those, you usually do have to work a little bit faster when you are working with them on your face. Yeah, because the more powder that you actually put on oily skin, the more it's going to suck it up and be like, okay, we're dry again, so we need to create more oil. So you're actually teaching your skin to be a lot more oily. And then same goes like, you know, everyone with like oily skin, they think like, don't use like a heavy moisturizer. Well, it's actually pretty good to use one, at least at night for the most part. Everyone's skin different, so I don't want to be throwing out every like random facts that, you know, can apply to everyone because everyone's different. But yeah, and then, I mean, for like drier skin, something a lot lighter, they do have more like serum foundations, like drop foundations. Now that I have a lot of friends with dry skin, and that's like the only thing that works for them, because otherwise throughout the day it starts to look cracky, and you don't want that. Let's see.
So the Tarte foundation, the face tape, is that one? I know it's like highly recommended.
So I don't like their foundation. Their concealer is pretty good, but I almost had the same issue with the Tarte foundation, feeling like the Kat Von D one did. A good dupe for either one of those is Makeup Revolution or e.l.f. They're like, I mean, that is a lot of the products that I got for you guys, but e.l.f. has really come a long way, and you can literally check the back of their products, like the ingredients. It's almost the same exact ingredients as a lot of the really like popular brands that are way more expensive. Like the concealer I'm using on her today is the hydrating camo concealer from e.l.f. And this one's like what, like $6? We got it earlier today. It's the one that I also use at home. Okay, if you're a little bit on the more oily side, they do have a drier formula, but I just like the more hydrating one. It gives you a little bit more skin-like of a look.
I can't lie, I'm already starting to feel like a bad bitch.
Oh my god, Sam, I accidentally muted you. Could you unmute?
Just stay muted.
Thank you. No, it was for like a second. Thank you.
And then I just kind of like to dot the foundation, kind of like merging it a little bit in with all the concealer that you put on in between all the parts with your fingers. I feel like this is also the best way to like keep from wasting product, is to put it on with your fingers first, because then it really melts the product into your skin. And then we're gonna go in there with our like beauty blender. Oh, I should have told you guys to wet it before. I feel like that's like kind of, you see them and then you think to wet them. But you can use them dry too, or what I always do when I'm lazy is I get like a water bottle, I squeeze some water on it. I'm like the laziest makeup artist ever. But I really like the makeup sponges because I feel like it absorbs all the extra product that would be going into your pores and into your creases, like as you're smiling throughout the day and everything.
So beauty blenders kind of freak me out because I feel like they will get dirty. Is that like a myth? You do have to
replace them every 3 months, and you do, when you are having like an at-home personal one, you kind of want to have like almost like a mesh bag, or just some of them even sell like a little container that has holes in it so that it can dry without touching the bacteria of like the air. Yeah, no, because I've seen, and like I'm only using this on her because I'm going to give this to her right after, but I've seen makeup artists have them in their kits, and it's always like, I don't know, because like I guess it's fine by state standards if they're doing it, and and they're saying they clean it with all this antibacterial stuff, but I'm like, it's a sponge. So just, be safe, and if you keep something that has a lot of bacteria harboring in it, then that's not good anyways. It's not going to save you that much more money, because then you're going to be buying money in skincare because all the bacteria is going to go in your skin and give you acne. Look up. Always pounce on the eyes last, because those get creased up so fast. And then going in with the powder that you guys had in your, just like a translucent powder or anything like lighter. And then I like to go in with, let's see if I can show this. Okay, yeah, so just go in with my wet sponge on the tip, it's for the shape for, look up. And then just press that in. And this will give you like bulletproof under eyes, I swear. I've gone to concerts with like this, and my under eyes are not creasing, not going anywhere. And then if you really feel like you put like, you kind of get like a white cast, you put a little bit too much powder. I just go in with the opposite side of it that I didn't press the powder with, and then go over it, just to really melt it into the skin. And then I just go in like more oily areas, mostly everyone's pretty oily in the T-zone. You can keep your contour pretty snatched if you do it in the nose by putting it on the sides of the nose, because that's already making it, this is a lighter color, so it's already gonna make it shrink and look like this is bigger, therefore making your nose skinnier. It's all about like shadows. And it's a little bit on your eyes, you know, just kind of put it everywhere because you're trying to get it off of your plate.
What would you say is your favorite setting powder?
I really like the one that the e.l.f. one that I gave you guys is also really good. That's what I usually have, and if I'm just picking up something from like Target. But this one, it's you have to order it online, but it's RCMA. It's like it's giant. I've had this thing forever, and it has a flip top where you can shake it out, so you don't really spread that much bacteria, even though it is like a giant thing, because you're not actually going into that to use it. But that was only like, well, like I don't even think this was $20. And it's perfect. Let's see. Okay, so, I guess we're already kind of getting into the eyeshadow bit. Fun. Okay, so this little thing, you guys, I'm so excited that I got this for you guys. I love NYX.
NYX is such a good brand.
Dude, like they have everything that you could possibly need. Let's see which brush I want to do. Okay, so I'm just gonna take like your smaller kind of fluffy brush, middle size. They're all kind of like in the same general size. Let's see. What am I gonna do today? Let's do blue on the inner corner. Okay, so really like eyeshadow, I'm gonna kind of teach you guys kind of more like unconventional ways to do it, because everyone's seen like the, put like it in the crease and, just follow it like that. I'm kind of doing it like that. You're still following the anatomy of your eye when you are wanting to do these things, because then it's just gonna kind of flow more. Unless you want to go off the charts and create a whole different structure of your face, but then that's a whole other class I think we'd have to do. But let's see, so we're gonna start off. I'm gonna show you guys this little, I kind of did it on my own eyes today, but I call it like butterfly, like eyeshadow. So we're gonna start off and just really like, you kind of feel right before where your tear duct is with your brush. You're always gonna get your makeup right if you're pushing your brush into the right bones and like parts of your body, basically. Use your anatomy to your own advantage. And that's how you'll always get it to look good on you, because I could sit here and tell you exact places to put it on your face. Ooh. Maybe on here. Put it on the other little one. Yeah, it's like my brushes are slightly different colors than your guys's, so that just makes it a little bit difficult.
What color are you using on it right now?
So I'm using blue, but you guys can it's a rainbow palette where you place whatever colors you're vibing with wherever you want, but pick one color to start out with. And you can keep the same color if you want to do a more monochromatic look at the end of this, or you can kind of mix them up. But on her, since she got this cute little like purple, like pink moment right here, we'll just do some blue to contrast that. Can your face straighter? And so really, we're just gonna go right under and almost like filling it in where her eye socket would be at the bottom. And then pressing the brush outward, and then you are gonna follow the crease, but kind of more loosely. Does that make sense? Yeah. But it does kind of create this almost like crescent shape in the front. I'm just gonna do the same thing on this side.
Like this?
Let me see. Yes. I like it. I feel like it's like almost like contouring your face too, but with like fun colors. But this is also like, this is kind of like doing it, but just like a little pop of it, you know? You don't need it to go like super extreme to feel like you have cool makeup on. And then, you know, if you gotta move your hand like a billion different angles to get it in the right place, then put your hand in a billion different angles. That's what you got a wrist for. Because really getting like the right amount of product in areas, because the deeper you're pushing down on your brush, think about it, it makes sense. The deeper the color is going to be right there. And then I like to call it like butterfly because it's like, hey, look at there's little wings right here. And you're a little alive. Let's see. And then you can always check your progress in between, like I'm doing right now, checking to make sure she's even. Or you can do a totally asymmetrical look, and that's super cool too. You could do almost like, you know, one eye blue right here, and then you could put the blue above the eyebrow on the side. Really, it's like an abstract canvas every time. And then you can, if you are having a little bit of trouble blending that out, you can go in with an even like fluffier brush. Just whatever, just whichever kind of brush is fluffier than the one that you had already. And then kind of go over it, but over the edges more so. You don't want to focus a lot of pressure in the center point that you already made by putting a lot of eyeshadow in the middle, just on the edges. And then that should, and this has no extra product on it. And then it blends it out even more. Are you leaving? So bye. Bye. Let's see. And then if you wanted to, and just for whole tutorial purposes, you can go in and deepen that color with a different color. So we're gonna go in with the purple. And then just on the very center. And you can use the same brush as before if you are trying to deepen it because you are doing a deeper color. But just be aware that it'll stain your brush the other color more so. Or you can go ahead and switch to an even, I'm pretty sure this is like the smallest blending brush that I gave you guys, or just kind of one the similar size. These are pretty similar enough. I really feel like it just matters if your brush is like fluffy or not. But we are just gonna put a little bit of purple right in there. That's gonna create like a little cool color change looking. And then we're gonna repeat that in the other eye. So kind of like if you started off with like the lightest orange in the side, you can darken it up with really this one or this one, since they're kind of in the same color tone. When it comes to darkening colors, you do want to stay at least within the same side of the color wheel. Or otherwise, if you start crossing colors, then it's going to start looking muddy. everyone doing okay? Mm-hmm. So everyone's looking. I kind of have this like shield on my face, so I just really hope everything's going okay. I really like how this color combination is on you. It's almost like bruise, but in like a hot way.
That is fun.
Someone say something. And then, yeah, I realized I really didn't talk about like the concealer question. Well, wait, no, I did. I like the e.l.f. concealers. There's this one by Makeup Revolution. Really, just like the first part of Ulta and like not the super expensive stuff. You're pretty good. Just don't get Essence or Rimmel. Those ones kind of suck. Okay. And then let's see, should we do a different color on the back? Okay. I've decided what I'm gonna do on her. So we're gonna do kind of like a mix of colors on her. So and you guys can take the exact same color palette that you guys did for the front and make it to the back. It'll make for a really nice monochromatic look. That's usually what I prefer, but just for the sake of showing you guys more colors and how they blend together, I'm gonna do some more.
This looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a mermaid almost.
Let's see, and then I'm gonna start off with this like hot pink that's in here in the middle. And then I always like to kind of base where it is, even if you're using a fluffy brush. It's actually like my favorite thing to do. I like pack it full, and then I just literally just press up and down on the area where I want it most concentrated. And when it works in the corner, it works like super well. And then all you kind of have to do is blend a little bit up and a little bit. I prefer bringing the eye out. I feel like it brings it up more. You can bring it down. Any type of shape you're trying to create with the eye. Kind of same, you want to be able to take the same basic concepts and apply it to everything else. And I'm gonna bring this down because I like how that looks on you. And you know, you can start off with a plan and then it can go completely haywire, but just keep going. That's all I have to say. You usually end up with something way cooler than what you originally thought. Just push your boundaries, push your mind. If you're really bored and you're just like sitting there and drawing stuff, just draw on your face instead. Mm-hmm. And then I personally, I know some makeup artists or people that do makeup, they like to finish one eye and do the other. You can do that. I feel like that makes, I'm like I can't remember that many steps in order. So I like to go back and forth kind of with my steps. And then when you are winging your eyeshadow out, it's always important to make sure the tip kind of goes in between like where your eyebrow is. And then I think like your cheekbone. That's naturally going to bring your eye up. Keep blending. You can't ever do enough blending. Even if you blend it too much, it's like you blended it out, so it's easier to take it away. Okay. Just really using this eye battery to bring it down. Okay. And then what we're gonna do again is we're gonna go in, just help with blending out, big fluffy brush, but then we're gonna go in and just dip back into more of that powder, but translucent powder that you guys had for the under eye. And then since this has no color to it, it's really good at helping shape specific specific faded shapes that you're doing on the eye. I feel like it's kind of like, what's that tool on paint where you can kind of just almost make it go away? Like the fade tool. Yeah. Good. And then I'm just gonna darken that up a little bit with the purple. And then I'm using a different brush than I did last time, but if you used whatever color on whatever brush, I just don't use that many brushes if you don't want to, or you can use a billion different brushes if you want a clean brush every time. Just make sure if you're ever using the same brush, the colors just kind of go in succession and you're not trying to like blend out with a super dark color on there. It's just, you know, think about it. And then I'm gonna go in with the purple, just the next one in the color duo. And then, okay, so I don't really do this, but I know another thing, if you're not satisfied with how bright your colors are, you can always wet them. And that's just like spritzing the brush a little bit with some water. And I usually like to do that on like the areas that, I don't know, like I would only really do that to really intensify it on the lid because the lid's not really gonna move around. Whenever you're dealing with liquids, you kind of wanna do them in more like solitary places. And then same with the purple, we're just going same kind of shape, but just a little smaller. Are you guys able to see what I'm doing? Is everyone doing good? Am I going at a good pace? Am I going too fast?
You're good.
I just don't want to be turn around. I'm like 50 steps in front of everyone. I'm just kind of adding back and forth. Another thing on eyeshadows, I mean, my favorite eyeshadow brand would probably be like, I like Morphe. I like the cheaper brands that I can get. Apparently they have the same kind of store as Crown brushes, but I've looked at both of them and they're kind of like the same. I don't think you're saving that much money. It really just depends on where you're getting it at. Oh, so pretty. Okay, so let's see. Then we're gonna go in with a little bit. So we're gonna do a little bit of a cut crease. Since we combined those two colors together, if you did them both the same color, you can do this same kind of thing. We're just kind of almost gonna give it a little bit of a cutout. And this is super simple. So you're gonna take your super flat brush. Super flat. And then close your eyes. And then, so there's a couple like tricks to like really doing it. I'm trying to just really cover up and give it a line in the center, really. So what we can do, you put a glob, not like too much, but like, just so it can transfer. And then look up, like look all the way up. And then look down. So that's automatically gonna give you a crease. Like, yeah, you can kind of see. And then what you're gonna do is from up there, you have your flat brush, and then you're just gonna kind of cut the crease, but only in the center so that we can keep that nice blend that we have in the front. regular brush you went in with earlier. I like to get the kind of the basic shape with the sharper one, because then I feel like when you go in with the later blending tool, that kind of blends all those lines together. I know, so when it starts getting more complex parts, you're like holding your breath. So am I, so am I. Same thing. And there we go. So it lightens up the center for us. And then I'm just going in with a little bit of that powder right now, just to kind of set it. If you have more oily lids, I always like set like right after I put any type of liquid. Just with like a super light amount of powder. You don't need to go crazy, but just kind of so when you're doing the other eye or anything, then it doesn't, just completely mess itself up. Look up. A little bit under here, it's okay. Look up, all the way down. And then see, because it already kind of puts it in the same spot. So all you have to do is kind of, make a shape out of it.
Is it okay if I used a dark color instead of a light color for the crease?
A dark color instead of the light color for like the concealer?
Yeah.
If that is going to darken your eye and make it look smaller though. Anytime you're adding like darkness, that's going to create more of a shadow.
Okay.
What we're doing right here is we're kind of bringing the middle of her eyelid out, so that'll kind of sink it back in. If you're trying to give yourself more of like in general sunken eye effect, you can just make the sides darker and then do a tiny bit of concealer. Like I'd maybe literally do like a little pea-sized dot on your lid closest to your eye, and then that'll just give it a little bit of dimension.
Okay.
Cool. So you can still kind of play around with the different shapes of closing and opening the eye up like that. Yeah, like I've done that before where I did like a super like smoky eye, basically black on like my entire lid, but you kind of create like this little like orb, like little tiny orb, like on the top of your eye, and it's just gonna give it like this little something special. And it'll make your eyes just look a tad bit bigger than if it were to just be all black. But that's if you're wanting to try to make your eyes look open. If you want to make your eyes shut, no one look at me, So a little bit of powder right there. And then I'm also kind of doing this because this is going to give us a basis for our liner that we're going to do later. Because that kind of gives us the top and kind of the edge of where to put our liner. Is everyone doing okay with the eyeshadow part? Any questions? We're doing good. It seems like we're doing good. I'm trying to see everyone. So excited. Oh, and then at this point too, like you can do this. I don't know. Everyone kind of has their own steps to everything, but I just really don't want to dip into the liquid eyeliner just yet, because I feel like you guys are still working on your eyeshadow. But this will just be like a quick and easy thing, so you guys can just hear me talking. Okay, so which one what color do we want to use? Like pink, purple, and teal to use when you're like lower.
Purple.
Purple.
It's like kind of meshing into it.
Okay, and then, so I'm just going in, you guys all, everyone that got the kits got random picks of the color, like eyeliner that they got, but I think it's good. If you got something you don't usually use, experiment. So open it. Okay, fresh out the thing. Okay, and then I just like putting colored eyeliners on your waterline. I feel like it gives you just a funkier look. And we're doing purple on her since kind of they meld into a purpley color on their own. And then you can just kind of use your finger to smudge. I don't know, you can use a smudging brush more often than not. When I do that on myself with a brush, I just get dust in my eye. And then really you can use this eyeliner to create any type of shapes. Like with colored eyeliners, I really like them for making bases. Like if you're really trying to get like maybe like an all blue eye, like all over, to put like a blue color, or like let's say in this case purple, like to put it all down and then to pat that out, that's going to give you a good base, and that's going to keep the other eyeshadow on top of it from really changing like colors, like or fading throughout the day. That's a little bit kind of ties it all together if you use the same color, or it'll make your eyes pop underneath if you're using kind of a contrasty color. Or just in general, I also included a white eyeliner with all of your kits. Not sure if we're gonna actually be using it today on her since I just put the purple in there, but this, just popping your waterline right there, it'll give you instantly bigger eyes. You can kind of, what I used to do for cosplay was I would do the white eyeliner and then you put a little bit of black eyeshadow right underneath there, and it just gives you this super doll-like look. And you can add that to any makeup look just to, give it a little more innocence or whatever you want to say. Let's see, so, okay, I can't avoid it any longer. We are going in. I showed up small, I know. we've tested this, but I'm doing a different eyeliner, Okay, so you guys all got your liquid liner from e.l.f. Are we doing good? I like to honestly, if I wasn't giving this to her, I'd just wipe off the excess on my hand, especially when you have a new container. But okay, so we're gonna start off by putting the, we're gonna start off with the bottom liner first. Get that out of the way. So I always like going from the edge of your eye right here, where your waterline is, and then going up. And if you did do that wing, kind of with your eyeshadow, then you want to follow kind of like the same arch. So move your hand to whichever way kind of lines up. You can see it with the whole thing before you're going to put it on. And then I find short, quick ones are going to do a lot better job than you trying to sit there and your hands shaking. Just quicker. Now I'm doing it on her, so don't be afraid to double check as many times as you need to if they're going in the right direction. Let's see. Okay, and then hers kind of went down on the other side, so we're just gonna make it a tiny bit bigger on the bottom over here. If it's a small mistake, I always say make it bigger. But if it's a lot bigger than what you're trying to go for, I did include my cellular water and the little things that you guys have, so you can spritz a Q-tip or one of the lipstick things might be a little bit more accurate. And then that will just take it off right away. Make sure to take it all off with kind of like pat it dry after, because if you do have any excess like micellar water on there, then that's just going to take off your makeup. And then from the line that you already had, I'm gonna fix this later on that side, but I'm on your side right now, so it's a lot easier. We're just gonna go from there and then get as close, literally, close your eyes. When I'm doing like the liner on people, I just lay it flat. And same when you're doing it on yourself. I just turn it to the side and almost like press it down like it's a stamp rather than And then I really feel like this e.l.f. Eyeliner, it's actually pretty good. I wore it out the other day as well, and I went skating and everything, so it's held up through sweat and everything on me. But I really prefer the NYX like matte one. It looks exactly like this, but the formula, I swear, like I'll be washing my face and it won't come off for like 3 washes, which is what I want. Not everyone wants that. Okay. So since this one's a little wonky on the side, we're just gonna take our flat brush, we got our concealer on, and we'll literally just push it up. Don't worry about anything else, we'll fix that later. We're also telling you how to fix your mistakes here. And then almost this is just kind of like a secret that I do, but when I mess up on one side, I almost pretend like I'm fixing up the other side the same way, so that then at least the, like where the concealer was put and everything looks the same on both sides, and then it looks intentional. Because then we're just gonna go in with the color that I messed up on. And then I don't really like super crazy, like swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. We're just gonna slightly pack it because you don't even want to go too crazy with the packing, because then that might put too much on there at once. See, it's like it was never even there. Well, it was mostly this side that was messed up, so wait, let's see this side first, and then we'll say. And then we're gonna, I don't know, I just touch up everything after I touch it. Ignore me. Or, be a perfectionist like me. Either works. Looking pretty good. Okay, all these like things all look the same. Yes, we're all working on the liner. Kind of want to give everyone kind of a little bit of a break. Okay, so I'm not doing this today, but I'm also gonna kind of say a guide for, because today we're just doing as thin and as out of a liner as you can, because I feel like leaving as much room as you can on the eye for everything else. But you don't really even have to line this eye if you don't want to, but it is preference, and I feel like let's throw a winged eyeliner tutorial in here. But for hooded eyes, so what you would basically do for here is just make this kind of thicker, so straight line out to wherever your, like if you have hooded eyes, wherever the hood creases. And then from there, you just kind of go straight down and then push it in. Because that, whenever you open your eyes, it's gonna make it look like just like a big, nice cat eye wing. But then when you close your eyes gonna look like your eyes almost black. I hope everyone's doing okay. And let's see. So since we did create that crease right here for her, close your eyes. We are going to start off the eyeliner up there. And what can help you is to do a dot. Keep your eyes closed. Just so you know exactly where you're trying to put it. And I just put it right in the center right there, and that's where the top of my concealer ended on her. And it's not there, but I'm doing it, especially on camera now. We're going slow and steady. These are short strokes like before. And then I like winging it out. Always, you can kind of keep, like if you wanted to keep it at the top, more of a rounded eye, you could just keep the liner from like right here to right here and kind of make it thickest in the middle. Make your own shapes, do what you want. But just make sure not to open your eyes while you're doing this. I'm literally like holding onto your leg. Really good bounce. Do what you need. And then you just want smooth lines. And for that, I'd say if you made it super thick, decide if you like how thick it is in the thickest part, and you can change it all to like that. Or if it isn't really that big of a deal, still keep going, don't stop with the line that you were doing, and then you can just go in later and then maybe make that little like smudge that's like outside of your otherwise pretty perfect line. And then just having a little bit of extra concealer is just gonna make it blend out. And then I like doing it on the edges, especially even for everything, because I just feel like the concealer kind of drags it out. And then that gives you like a nice edge to it, without having to actually make like a nice pointy edge to it. Okay. So how I put it on her, it's even like just a tad bit higher than her natural crease. So this is actually opening her eye up so much more. But if you wanted to keep more of like a cat eye, you can start it from where your crease kind of disappears. And you can kind of close your eyes. Start that from right here, and then it'll just kind of look tapered out, and you guys can combine them. But we're doing kind of like a floating eyeliner on her. You can always, like, if you're scared to, you can always kind of outline the line that you're doing with like a lighter eyeliner. I don't know, maybe one that's like kind of emptying out where like it barely kind of goes like gray on you or like spotty. Or you can use an eyebrow pencil since it's just light brown. It's usually pretty easy to blend into the skin. If you are just too scared of just kind of going in first. Mm. Dead silence, trying to do a winged eyeliner all together.
I'm like, try not to move.
Yeah, we're like all holding our breath. We're like, please. And you know, like this really doesn't have to be perfect. The thing about makeup is it's art that you wash with your face at the end of the day. So if you don't like the makeup you did today, you can always like the makeup you did tomorrow. And then, I mean, right now I'm just kind of playing around with the shape of her face and bringing it down lower. But I can kind of feel almost where the eyeliner pen is sinking into her skin as like it goes deeper into her eye, if that makes sense.
Just following the shape.
It's all, as long as you follow your own anatomy, you're gonna do your makeup right. It's just all about knowing your own face. And really what you like on your face. If this isn't what, or whatever you see in Ulta or Sephora isn't what you like on your face, then, you know, F them. Do your own set of colors. Do your own new eyeliner trick that you think looks super rad. Everything looks like all over the place. Yeah, I'm just kind of cleaning up the eyeliner where we feel like we need to. And then if your eyeliner gets kind of smudged with like the concealer that you put over it and then everything kind of gets smudged, just that gives you the chance to clean it up a little bit more with concealer. And then after that, you go in with your eyeliner just to make it darker. You know, that's if you want to be that nitpicky about it. I feel like this is just kind of a class to give everyone kind of like more ideas for their like everyday makeup. Little routine. And then I know the people that got the kits, so because originally this class was supposed to be in person but socially distanced, I had a few items that ideally you guys would have all been able to use, but we had enough so we split it up in between the 6 kits. So you all got a random nice item. And I know some of them came with like some glitters, some of them came with contour. So if you got like the contour, the blush, multi-use that for your eyeshadow or anything else. Or add glitter to every single part of your face if you got the glitter. Okay. Okay, and then I'm gonna kind of do a little inner, this is completely up to you. But this is my favorite way to do a cat eye on the inner corner. I've been doing it on myself a lot, look up. So literally just press it in this little eye, kind of like in that little pink fleshy area. And then just a little on the bottom, right before it meets the lashes. And really just like one brush stroke. Okay. See, and then that's naturally gonna pull her eye like that. of this thing. Okay. Let's see. Y'all doing good with your eyeliner? And then same thing like what I did earlier. You can add the fun colors that y'all got to the inner corner, or really you can do anything with it. You can add a little bit of a pop of a highlight underneath the brow with it. I like this because it can be very controlled. And then you just go in with your pinky and then you blend it out. And it gives it just a little bit of a tint of what this peel that we use. You know, all makeup is for your face. So put it all over your face, unless they specifically say don't put it in your eyes, and you probably don't want to do that. And you know, some of the best brushes are your hands. If you really feel like you can blend something out on your skin with your hand, don't do it for it. I think and then like turn it around, like so you can see it on the better side of the camera, or we'll have you come up on here. Do a close up. Let's see. So just like getting the mascara out of the way. You put on mascara every which way, but if you were still doing your eyeliner, I suggest you never put on mascara before your eyeliner, because then it's going to be so hard to get into those little crevices right by your eye. And I'm just taking the e.l.f. Mascara that came in very cute. And we, so I do actually, since there are fake eyelashes in the kit, I do like prefer putting mascara on beforehand, because I know that's kind of a debate. I feel like the mascara beforehand kind of gives your the lashes that you're putting on like a stronger base to go on, to like stay on. Otherwise, I find if you don't have the mascara on before, I mean, you're just kind of dirtying up your lashes that you could use a lot more if there wasn't a ton of mascara caked on them from you doing it afterwards. And then they don't really like flop around, I find, after. I mean, don't put it on right after you did your mascara, because then it's just going to be a wet mess. But afterwards, I feel like you're pretty steady.
Oh, shit.
Now, I don't know if this mascara is waterproof, so don't mad at me if you get wet and it runs down later. But I usually prefer waterproof mascara. It can be a little bit hard to get off, but this micellar water that I have in your guys' kit comes really, really good for taking it off, any type of stubborn makeup off. Okay, let's see, we're gonna go with blush now. Okay, so you guys all got your blush palette. I kind of found a similar-ish palette. It kind of has the same four, like on the outer sides. And then let's see. I personally really like, let's see. So what you want to do, you could, what you could do with blush is you can actually use it to contour the face instead of using like bronzer, because that can be a little bit boring doing that all the time. And you know, this just gives you a little bit of fun extra color. And I feel like it brings up your cheekbone higher almost. I don't know if that's just me though. And it's got this kind of like purpley shade. Do whatever shade you feel like would look good with whatever you're wearing right now. I know I've got everyone to go a little freestyle on it. But then I always say a good record, or like a good way to tell where to put your contour or your blush or anything, just kind of adjust for your own needs, is right like in your like earlobe area, and then straight down to in between your nose and the edge of your mouth. I say if you do it right there, then you're always going to get in the right area that's gonna lift your face rather than bring it down. And then I like to push up with my brush to tell exactly where my cheekbone is. And then it's always gonna fit your face. Blend it up into the hairline, make it look natural, but take a look. And then you don't really need to be doing all these crazy blending. Like just press it pretty hard in my opinion, and then most pressure near the earlobe, and then lighten up, like literally lighten up your pressure like harder and then lighter. And then that's gonna naturally give you a really nice contour. And this is a little bit of a plummy color that I use in here. And then I never really feel like it really gets into like your ear area, so I would just go a little bit in there. I'm gonna make it look like it's pretty smooth. And then other places that you can put blush, there, the little apples of your cheeks. That's what everyone's talking about when they say that. So if you like kind of like this will definitely give you a younger like appearance if you do it straight on the front of your cheeks. So if you're, I don't know, if you're going for more of a whimsical look, if I go with like lighter colors, I usually go with that. And then I kind of call it like, it's kind of lame, but I kind of call it like the anime girl like blush. And then what I'm gonna do is, and I do this all the time, it's like literally back and forth on the nose bridge. You just get it on there, get it as you want it. I go in with a little bit of powder, and then to get that really good coverage, I dump inside his nose, so that it's all from the same color. Because if you're just kind of swirling or like going back and forth, the brush may be skipping skin, and then that'll kind of give you like a lighter area in some areas, and you don't want that because that just means you're gonna have to blend that out later. I also just feel like this kind of brings the whole like attention to like the center of your face again. That's my preference. Some people really hate seeing their blush in the center. But I kind of like, this is like what I always do. I do like the one in the middle, and then I do the edges. I feel like it kind of wraps the whole face together. Oh yeah, lashes. And then before we go onto the lips, I'm just gonna prep the lashes. I always like to do it before like another step before the blush or anything else, because I feel like it gives a minute for the glue to really get tacky once you put that on. And then once you're done doing whatever else in your makeup, then you're already good to go. So you got your lashes. Okay, but so what you want to do is to like kind of keep track of which one's the left eye and which one's the right eye. I've done that before, and then it just makes it look a little long. I always try to get the little plastic edge off first, so you aren't like actually pulling on the lash hairs. So and do what you gotta do to get them off, but some ones like straight up break after pulling it out like that. So just let it function. And then what you do is you measure. So you take it without any glue on it. You measure it to your eye. Okay. These are kind of thick lashes. I'm sorry, but I feel like everyone's getting thick lashes. And then you can kind of see open where it's going to sit on your eye already. So if you have pretty big eyes, so what I'm actually, and most lashes have these little tiny edges. Tiny edges on them, and those are what are going to pick and prod and stab at you if you don't cut them off. And that's why most people say they hate wearing eyelashes. So what we're going to do, and I always angle it towards like that. I angle it towards it so that it gets like the most off. And if you clipped a little bit of the lashes off, it's fine. I mean, just kind of match the other eyelash to it if you really did a bad job. And then just cutting off the other edge too. And then if just like, if there's any like little straggler pieces that cut off, just make sure to get those. Anything that looks pokey that you don't want in your eye. That's not fun. The same kind of deal. And then you can actually, what a good trick is you, I've got two different shape eyes. Cool if you do. And you can just kind of line them up next to each other and cut them in the same place. I'm just going to do that on this other side. I know it's getting late, and like ever since like the daylight savings is crazy.
Oh yeah, it's
I like want to go to sleep at like 5 p.m. every day. And then I'm just taking a little bit of our glue. So what you guys are gonna want to do is like I put a little bit of glue in these little containers for you guys, so you can just get one of the little things that your kit came with, and you really just need a tiny amount on it. And even if you do have your own glue at home, I feel like doing it like this really like saves you from wasting a ton of glue, because if I'm just using it from the bottle, then I'm really like I really might squeeze out like half the bottle in one go. But then just do a light coating. You don't need it to be like glooping off, but I don't know, good coverage. These ones are kind of curly. So just be careful if you got any on like the actual lashes, just flick it off really quick. And then I like to give it a good minute or two to like dry or like get tacky, is what I should say. Because people be on YouTube be like, oh, just wait like 20 to 30 seconds and they'll be perfect. It's like, no, if you do that, they're gonna be slipping and sliding around everywhere and it's gonna be a mess. And you're gonna end up reapplying the freaking eyelash glue like 5 times because I just eyelash glue it all over your eye. Some people like the like darker kind of lash glue more. I mean, I've been doing makeup forever and even I'm not like that sure of myself. Coming on my phone, but okay. So we got these good amount of glue in there, and then we're gonna set this to the side. Make sure they're not a place that your sleeve is gonna like brush them off to the side, because I've lost so many lashes like that. I'm pretty sure I have foundation all over my sleeve actually from just doing this. Let's see. So we're gonna go on. We're almost done, you guys. How exciting! We all look so hot. Okay. So then we can go in with the lips. I always kind of like, I mean, make your lips look however you want. Overdraw them as much as you want. You can make them look smaller. I can, it's kind of like an easy go thing for me is, and I'm not even doing this right now. I'm sorry. I keep explaining things that I'm literally not showing on camera. But there's only room for so many tutorials in one sitting. I'm just trying to get you guys all the information. But anyways, I just like to do a little bit of like red or pink and then put it in the center and then just dab it all around. And then put like a clear gloss on it. That's, I feel like, good with any look, and you can walk out the door with that. But right now we are just, so we're kind of going over both of her cupid's bow and then almost connecting them in the center. I'm trying to give them little humps to the bow, you know. I feel like lips are really personal. So, you know, take this with a grain of salt because really your lips can look however they want. But we are gonna make them a little bit bigger for today's thing. It's always good to just go a little bit more than your natural. And again, it's just like the same thing. You're following all your body's curves. Your lip line. I feel like getting a nice, like, I mean, these are all new, so they're all nice for you guys already, but having a nice sharp line really matters because that's, well, I've done it where I've literally sharpened these with like knives and then it was like scratching my lips. But you can, it's just like with a pencil. This is literally a pencil. But just, you can kind of already tell where the outside of your lips are supposed to be. So then you just go a little bit before that. And then I even like going in. That's just kind of extra if you want to. I feel like bringing on the edges, if you just put a tiny bit of concealer, it brings your whole mouth up. And kind of same concept, like if you're trying to get like the winged eye or anything, the main focus is bringing everything up on my face. And then same concept if you're trying to bring everything down, like if you want kind of more like a droopy, kind of sad look, then you just have to think it's all directional. And then if you really don't like any of the edges you got, you can clean them up or you can make them softer. Lipstick, half the time I really don't even like wearing lipstick with my eye looks. So that was just kind of something you take up the time. But now your lashes should be pretty good, pretty tacky. And what I like to do is we're not gonna go any tweezers. We don't need tweezers. Tweezers hold us back. So get pretty close to it, the band, and then close your eye, and then you're just gonna stick it literally to the center. And then that's stuck down nice and tacky because we let it wait a little bit, and then you're just gonna go in and adjust the sides. I kind of almost do, and I do this on myself too. It just kind of looks different since I'm doing it on her, but it's like a pull down and then press up motion, and that's gonna get it closest to your lashes without really you like stabbing your fingers into your lash line to get them closer, which I'm going to do right now, nonetheless. How's it feel?
Good.
It's not pointy or anything.
Oh my gosh.
And then we're just gonna do same thing with the other one. And then if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'll troubleshoot for you guys. And I know lashes are hard, and really, it's all practice. I wanted to wear eyelashes so bad in high school. So what I did my entire like senior year starting was I would get up like a half an hour early before like I would even, because I got up at 7 a.m. I was like the girl that wore a full face of makeup every day. And I would just practice putting on my lashes. And eventually your body gets used to the motion. But it really only took me about like maybe a week of doing that straight to get them like to the point where they didn't look disgusting on me. I got them pretty close to the lash line. And then the thing is, it's glue, you can always peel them off and take them off. But if you are wearing a more eyeshadow heavy look that's towards the lash line, then it might lift it somewhat. But usually we do tend to have darker colors there, so you can just kind of put colors back over it. And concealer is a magic eraser tool. Oh, I love that so much. We didn't put bottom mascara. I usually don't do it on myself, but I really like how it looks on Angela here. That's why I've forgotten to before. I don't do it at home usually. And then this is just makeup, just something really nice to do while we can't do anything right now. I know no one's gonna see you anyway, so just crack out the most crazy poppin' look and chill at home and watch The Grinch. That's just the best thing you can do right now. It's fun. Get to play with your face. You can even make it like, you could essentially be like this, but all your friends on FaceTime, and you're all doing a different look. Because makeup's really spending time with yourself and making yourself feel better. But not because you're trying to cover anything up. You're drawing your face. Don't make it too stressful for yourself. Is everyone lashes on? Do we got lashes? We are in the process of lashes. What else do I have to do on it? I don't really think much really. I'm gonna just while I'm waiting for everyone to be done, I'm gonna tweak some stuff on you just because I'm an extreme perfectionist. I can see you guys getting your glue and all your fingers up in your face. So it seems like we're going pretty well. I'm just touching up her eyebrows. See, and I feel like everything we had in the kit we almost got to today. I don't think there's anything else. Most of our stuff was, other than the makeup I talked about, was all the little extra stuff. And then, ooh, I'll tell you guys something really cool. So I wear fake freckles all the time. And so literally the easiest way that you could do this is you get any kind of more liquidy, brown color that you have. I personally use, but that's because I have this in my kit, is water activated face paint. But you can even kind of get a darker foundation or a brow pomade or a brown eyeliner and kind of do the same thing, just kind of mix it in with a little bit of water, and then you get a spoolie. And then I don't even have anything here to do it, so I'm just gonna kind of mock it for you. So essentially what you do is you kind of mix it all together on a palette or something, a paper plate, and then just kind of get it so it's kind of a wet mixture. And you could do this with brown eyeshadow too in water. Oh my God, that's the easiest way to do it if you don't have the other thing. Sorry, I'm going everywhere. I'm just adding this part. But then you just kind of get it on there. Don't have it too wet. Otherwise you're literally gonna have the biggest droplets ever on your face. But I don't know, kind of dab it on something. And then you take your thumb and you're just gonna you're petting it. And then you do it aimed towards your face. And then that's what creates fake freckles super easily. I like to go in and I like to fan kind of everything, give everything a light coating. And then since it's kind of wet, you just kind of lightly tap it everywhere. Gives it a little bit more of a natural look, and then you can go back in and they'll add a darker layer to them. So the most natural fake freckles you could get, and that literally is gonna take you 5 minutes. Not even 5 minutes, 5 seconds. What other, is there, while we're chilling, do you guys just have any questions that you've had about makeup that you don't really see people answer online, you want more personal to you, just before we end today's class?
I have a question.
No.
How do you feel about people applying their foundation with their hands, like their fingers?
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, if you really aren't applying that much, just kind of spot treating, I don't think it's like super insane of an idea, but I have seen like people I've worked at many beauty counters, and we just have like kind of like the weirdos that come up and they'll just start putting it on with their face. And I just think of, and that's just in I've seen it in a retail setting, so I just think about all the bacteria. That was pre-COVID. People were doing all this kind of stuff. Ooh, I love it,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah, you
That
look
looks
cute.
super
I like
Ah.
the lip color.
What lip color do you have on?
This is my mom's that she gave me, but it's a sparkly purple.
I love that. It looks really good on you. You look
I
like
literally love that.
It's like grape soda.
You look like
It's like a cute.
straight up music video. But back to that question. So yeah, I don't prefer it, especially it's like now you don't really want to be touching your face with your hands. If you do, make sure they're clean. But I really you can do like brushes are really easy. I actually don't have a foundation brush specifically on me, but what I do prefer for a foundation brush is this, but almost if it was like tighter packed, like
I used to
denser.
use one like that, like the one you're explaining.
Almost
but
like the ones that they sell for like Bare Minerals. I feel like everyone's seen those on TV.
Yeah, but I always go back to using my fingers, but I don't put on that much anyway. But I always like feel bad doing it. I'm like, I know I shouldn't.
If you don't wear that much foundation and you're kind of spot treating, that's kind of like what I was explaining like earlier. Like you don't really need to and also fingers are a really good tool. It's just if you were to be putting it like all over your face, I imagine it would take a lot of time and a lot of effort and be very messy. But if you're really just doing like maybe like around your eye area, I don't really find that like crazy or anything. My favorite thing is the beauty blender, but that's just because it soaks up all that extra product. I'm pretty oily, so I like to, but I really hate feeling makeup on my face as much as I wear makeup. I hate the feeling of it. So I like to get as little on as possible, but still create the maximum effect. But I mean, also another tool that like if you want to keep it like super hypoallergenic, I haven't had like the best experience with these, but some people still like them. But they had that fad where but they're basically like flat and like plastic. They're kind of like almost that weird like jelly.
Yeah, they look like the boob implants.
The silicone, they're okay. I didn't have it, but it kind of just feels like you're slapping your face with like a little silicone thing. Did you guys both do on Katie's screen? Did you guys both do your makeup at the same time, or was it just one of you guys?
Yeah. My name is Orion.
Oh wait, I think they're muted. Oh, you guys are muted. I was like, wait, what are you guys saying?
We were both trying.
Yes. I don't know what side, like what you guys were trying to do, but it'd be cool if everyone got like this super hot selfies after this.
Yeah, guys.
Even if you can, no one has to be posted if they don't want to, but I would like to see what all you guys created.
If you guys want us to post your final look on the Chai Instagram, if you could send it to our Instagram page, that'd be really cool. We're Stockton Chai. I'll put it in the chat.
Just celebrating that. Very cool. So yeah. So
let me see if can I like flip this like a wall?
context as you come into this. So I just wanted to introduce myself. Hi, everybody. My name is Orion Cabrera, and I use they and hers pronouns, and I am a visual storytelling educator, coalition builder, and climate justice advocate. And was born and raised in Stockton, but live in Oakland and kind of and yeah, a lot of work that I do is really focused on trying to
I'm really happy with how everyone's thing came out. And yeah, makeup, it's really just something you can do in like your free time. I love doing it. It's almost like a part of like my morning ritual because I feel like, okay, I get up, I take my nice shower and everything, get it feeling all fresh, and then I can make myself look like a clown right after. It's fantastic. But yeah, if anyone had any questions, I was expecting this to go a little bit hi Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
I
Thank
was
you.
expecting this to go a little bit longer originally in person because I was gonna go and talk to each of you guys individually. But this came out just about exactly an hour shorter. So I'm sorry you don't get another hour filled up with me, but I think this was really good, and I really hope you guys all had a good time and had fun. I hope this wasn't stressful or anything. Makeup should never feel stressful.
Yeah, this was super fun. Thank you so much, Sam. Yeah. And thank you to your model for volunteering.
Oh, that's the beautiful Angela. We love her.
Thank you, Angela.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so I guess we're done. If you're ready to wrap up, then yeah.
I'm ready to wrap up.
Okay, well, thank you guys. Thank you so much for attending.
Thanks all for coming.
All right. All right, I'm gonna get off too. So thank you, Sam. If
Do
you have
I-
any questions.
Do I have to leave
Yeah.
this like physically myself?
Yeah, but if you need help, like, hold on, let me stop recording and end the live so I can just talk to you freely.
Yeah.
Dang, how do I end the live?
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone. Oh, never mind. I just won't. Yeah, so you can leave the Zoom, and for cleanup, is Saul still there?
No. Or I never met that person.
Okay,
it was
well,
just, that other girl that was here. I'm so
Davina.
bad with names. Yes, I know it's such.
No, you're no problem. I feel that. He knows you're there, so you can leave if you want. I'll let him know that you left. So yeah.
Sweet. Did you get your lashes on and everything?
No, I didn't pick up a kit.
Oh dang. Oh no. Okay. You like had like everything else out, and like I'm only seeing so many people, so I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I was using like my own like makeup stuff. I kind of went wild on my liner, and I feel like I look like.
I love it. Yeah,
Thank
no, like
you.
I can barely see like everyone's like eyes, and I really hope everyone was actually able to kind of see and tell what I was doing on Angela.
Yeah, I hope
but,
they sent in pictures.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited to see everyone's pictures, selfies.
Yeah, I'll make sure to send you them if anybody sends them.
Okay, so
okay.
Leave now. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'll get off. If you have any more questions, just like text me.
Okay, for sure.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Bye.